Well, g'day from Singapore and Singapore's Changi Airport. Today we're flying on Gulf Air. The airline is building a worthy reputation for great service and a quality product, particularly their seat in Falcon Gold Class, their equivalent of business class. It's a very attractive livery as we get the first glimpse of our 787 for today's flight. So let's go test them out and see if they actually challenge the likes of Qatar and Emirates. It should be an interesting flight. Come with us. The weather's not great, but the onboard service should be superb. I'm assuming we're going to get some Arabic coffee when we get on board, and I'll be really interested to see the onboard service. Come with me today. It didn't get off to a great start, with Gulf Air's normal lounge not available due to refurbishment, and they were using the Ambassador Transit Lounge. I could only get access 3 hours prior to my flight. The lounge was cramped, offered mediocre selection of food and refreshments, and limited workspace. It does have good showers, however. It was getting close to needing to board. I was happy to be boarding.
Hello, how are you?
My seat today is 2K. It is a window seat.
Hello.
That has direct aisle access. They are quite beautiful suites, and I love the understated colours in the cabin. So a very warm welcome on board Gulf Air's 787. The cabin is absolutely beautiful. The crew are very welcoming. I love the uniforms. They've offered me a lovely warm towel, and I've gone with a lemon and mint drink, which I think will be absolutely divine. Thank you. Oh yes, please. Thank you. Wow. Thank you.
Coffee, sir?
I would love some, thank you. Gosh, that's a spectacular pot. Thank you. Shukran. Thank you. Thank you. Now let me show you around the suite. We have 3 windows within the suite. Let me pop down the buddy seat. Now this enables someone to join you for a meal, and this also makes up part of the lie flat bed. The IFE screen, the in-flight entertainment screen, is a whopping 22 inches. Now I'll slowly turn around the cabin. There are 26 seats in the business class cabin. The headrests are adjustable. There's a great little individual light. There's also individual air vents. The seat is 36 inches in width. The pillow was a little small, but the noise-cancelling headphones was really very good. The overall seat pitch in the cabin is a staggering 90 inches. Now, the controls are on the right-hand side. They're very functional. They have a great little massage function. On the left, there's the buttons for the privacy divider and the remote control. And underneath here, of course, is the tray for dining. Now, hidden beneath the left armrest is the 2 USB charging ports. There's also a universal in-seat power supply point at the bottom. It's a little tricky to access, but it does work. Great additional storage throughout the suite. Really a lovely product. The cabin configuration is 222 with each seat having its own aisle access. So the lovely cabin crew have just asked whether or not I'll be dining for this afternoon's flight, and of course yes. They don't actually have a menu for this relatively short sector, Singapore to Bangkok, but there were two choices. I went with the chicken. They have alcohol on board, but again there was no drinks menu on this short sector. I've just ordered a beer. I'm not sure if we're going to get an amenity kit. I'll ask. I will try to set up the lie flat bed just so you can see it. But it often is the case on these sort of fifth freedom flights. So this is obviously Gulf Air, they're the carrier of Bahrain. So they've flown Bahrain, Singapore, and Singapore now to Bangkok. And it's a Singapore-Bangkok, Bangkok-Singapore, which is them exercising the fifth freedom rights. And quite often legacy carriers do this. And they're relatively inexpensive to fly, usually. But they also mean that, they often don't bother to produce a menu for the short flight, and they're less likely to provide the amenity kit. But you certainly get a good feel, and often you can fly relatively inexpensively. So look out for fifth freedom rights when you're looking for cheap airfares. So if you're not travelling, in my case with Monique or your partner, and you're in this seat and someone's in the next seat, then you simply press the button and you get your personal space, which is quite lovely. Or if you're travelling with your friend or work colleague, then you like them, well, your work colleague, of course you would like your friend, right? Then you can put it back down and chat to them. Although I keep looking for Monique, and of course she's back in New Zealand. The screen is so far away that you really logically need to use the hand control, but it's certainly a good sized screen. I'll try to work out how many movies and what the movie choices and the in-flight map options.
And breathe normally. Put your own mask first before you assist others. Oxygen masks in the Falcon Gold cabin are equipped with a red tab, invisible, bullet, and secure your mask. In the event of smoke in the cabin, the escape path marking will guide you to...
So not a huge selection of movies, 166. You basically select it on the handheld device and then it will play on the main screen. A small amount of television options. So my first impressions of the IFE and the flight map is it's pretty antiquated. Its functionality is limited. It's currently saying our flight time to Bangkok will be 1 minute, which would be extraordinary. But I think it will at least be okay for watching a movie. But clearly Gulf Air, they may need to modernise their IFE and certainly the map tracking. As I sat here waiting for pushback, I couldn't help reflect on the fact that it can't be easy for a carrier like Gulf Air to make its presence felt amongst the number of more high-profile Middle Eastern carriers and the reputations they've built. I mean, Gulf Air has been around for 74 odd years. It's not a new airline. In fact, it's older than both Qatar and Emirates. At one stage, it flew to a number of different parts of the world, including Australia. But since then, it has consolidated back into operations into Africa, Asia, and Europe. It's so 28 countries in total. So we're now airborne out of Singapore on Gulf Air Flight 165. It's a 787-900, registration Alpha 9 Charlie, Foxtrot Juliet, and it's 2 years old. Amazing to see all those ships just waiting to get into Singapore's port. Well, just been presented my lunch, a beautiful tray, nicely presented, nice linen, full cutlery set. Cold beer and nuts. Tremendous. I rather like the little pepper and salt shakers. They're quite lovely. Of course, embossed with the Falcon. The appetizer is quite nice. It's a combination of tart. Oh yes, please. Thank you. That looks tremendous. Thank you very much. Nice bread roll, which is a good little combo of white and brown together. So I was saying that the appetizers are quiche, a chicken kebab, chicken skewer really, and not a meatball, but it's certainly a ball. I'm not quite sure, but it's very pleasant. Well, I was mistaken. The entree, in fact, is the main. The explanation is it's a very short flight. So I'm enjoying my dessert. And then I'm hoping to set one of the seats up in its lie flat bed configuration, just to see what it looks like. The dessert's very good. Then again, if you've been following the channel, I enjoy desserts. So the crew have very kindly agreed to set up the bed so we could have a look at the lie flat bed and get a feel. The crew have all been very friendly. I'm respecting their rights not to be filmed. So there's a duvet and then a bottom sheet, which is great. I would imagine once flat it's got to be at least 6'6", but I'll test it out and we'll see exactly. So that's a perfectly made lie flat bed. You certainly will be comfortable in that. So I'm 5'10", but I reckon that this bed is at least 6'6", and so you can see I've got lots of room at the head and at the shoulders, and unlike some, it is unconstrained at the feet. So you've got lots of space. I'll show you. See my feet. That it's not at the end. In fact, I can, if I push my toes down, I can only barely touch it. So it's absolutely superb, and lots of space, lots of space. So you can sleep on your side, you can sleep on the back. Absolutely superb. Well, it's time for a loo review on board Gulf Air 787. It's quite a nice, it's actually slightly larger than normal. Some hand cream, good makeup mirror, another long mirror on the other side, but otherwise pretty stock standard. But it does have a smart television. Let me try that again. It does have a smart toilet with all sorts of washing functions, if that's what you would prefer. So, back to my seat, but that's the Gulf Air 787 Loo review. I really love the BA Aerospace Apex suites that Gulf Air has gone with. Even without the door, they give a sense of privacy. So this is usually Monique's segment, but I'll step in. So it's quite a nice little bag that it comes in, a pair of socks, mouthwash, which is really handy, a full dental kit, toothbrush and toothpaste, a comb, not much use for me, but always nice to have one, earplugs, hand cream and a lip balm, and this is an aftershave. Very pleasant. So, Gulf Air, they do have an amenity kit. It's quite lovely. They serve it just on their long haul services, which is pretty normal. So as I said, the in-flight service manager is just delightful, and he's been able to find me the pajamas they provide on long haul flights and the slippers. They look tremendous. I'll show you. The pajamas are a really good quality, just as good as Qatar's business class pajamas, and the slippers were really comfortable and practical. You know what I fancy? I fancy an Arabian coffee. That would go down incredibly well.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir. This is for the Arabic traditionals and the custom of the Arabic peoples. If you don't shake the cup, it's mean you need more. But if you shake it, it's mean it's enough.
Oh, wow.
So that's why you don't shake the cup. So I have to put for you and enjoy it.
So as I sip my second Arabic coffee for the afternoon, I can't help but reflect on this Gulf Air flight. It's a great product. It could so easily be exceptional. Gulf Air is at a crossroads. If they implement a couple of small things, they could really challenge the Etihads and the Emirates of this world. The business class suite is amazing. The crew are multicultural and friendly. The aircraft are modern, and they are just lovely to fly in. It's hard to give a full review of the food. After all, they only served a snack. But it wasn't bad, and I understand that the longer haul service of the food is quite nice. I love the way they set the tray. It's of a high standard. I do think they were a little cheeky not providing a proper business class meal service on a 2+ hour sector. The in-flight entertainment lets them down. The lack of menu and the lack of any written reference to the alcohol, I get it because they're a Middle East carrier, but you're either in the business of serving alcohol or you're not. If they would add to their network in New York, go back to Australia, I think they've got something special. Overall, I would fly them at a drop of a hat. You can quite often get a good deal. You accept you don't get any frequent flyer points. Put simply, keep a watch on this airline. It has huge potential. Please subscribe and like this video.